Hi, I'm Rachel Gable, and this is your Fair Cattle Markets update for the 10th of May. The Public Lands Council and the NCBA are recognizing the inclusion of some of the recommendations that agriculture producers made that were included in the Biden administration's Conservation Goals Report. I spoke to you a little bit about it this week, and my main complaint was that it really didn't detail anything. It just threw out some potential maybes, and I thought it was not terribly detail oriented. Let's see here. I don't want the quote here. It says one of the report's 6 initial recommendations for the America the Beautiful initiative focuses specifically on ag producers. NCBA and PLC both say they've been in constant and proactive communication with the administration to understand the vital role that ag producers play in safeguarding natural landscapes. The report includes their recommendations, including incentivizing voluntary conservation efforts and providing new sources of income for America's farmers, ranchers, and foresters, improving the effectiveness of relevant USDA conservation programs through the 2023 Farm Bill, supporting the voluntary conservation efforts of private landowners, leveraging public and private partnerships and voluntary measures to improve targeted populations of wildlife, and creating jobs in rural America that support science-driven stewardship and conservation efforts. So, the report goes on, the article goes on to talk a little bit about the science claims that are often left out, those being that only 2% of the direct emissions from cattle make up only 2% of the overall greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S. I've told you before that a lot of people use the UN numbers, and those include worldwide. So even developing countries and countries that are less sophisticated in their stewardship. Livestock grazing significantly improves soil health, increases the capacity of grasslands to sequester carbon. The U.S. cattle and beef industry has had the lowest greenhouse gas emissions intensity in the world since 1996. Between 61 and 18, the U.S. beef industry reduced emissions by more than 40% through continued sustainability efforts and improved resource use. And last year, corn going to feed beef cattle represented only 7% of the harvested corn grain in the United States. So those are some good numbers that are not the UN numbers that I whine to you guys all about all the time. I'm still hoping to see what some of these programs will be. If you look in the fence post this week, there's quite a bit about the perfect storm of the beef futures being low, corn prices being through the roof, that sort of thing. I spoke to lots of folks, so they're all smarter than me. At any rate, I hope that you are off to a good week. Maybe you're getting some moisture. We're supposed to get a little bit this evening and maybe snow tomorrow. And by golly, we'll take it however we can get it. So I hope you had a great weekend. Have a good week. I'm Rachel Gable. This is your Fair Cattle Markets update for May 10th.